Hello and welcome back to the Let's Trade YouTube channel. We'll be kicking things off with gold for this week. As you can see, gold has been in a strong resistance, all right? If you squeeze your chart to the left, you see price has been finding it difficult breaking and closing above the 2074 area. Then if we come to more recent price action, you can notice that price is beginning to create something like a double top on a daily time frame, but it's actually too early to start calling this a double top, even though we know that that is a strong resistance, because chart patterns, of course, they work, but you need to also use your common sense, right? Price is clearly in a bullish trend. Yes, we know there is a resistance at the top here, but yes, price is also in a bullish trend. So it will be too early to call a complete downward movement from here. In my own opinion, I'd like to see how we close for this month of January before I can now confidently say gold is definitely going to collapse all the way to the bottom. But for now, let's focus on more recent price action going into the new week. Now we are trading at the resistance. As we already know, we can clearly see that price has created a low, a lower high, and a lower low on the daily time frame. So for next week, I'll be expecting a buy to sell scenario, right? So what I mean by that is I would like to see a bullish move maybe for the initial part of next week before we see a bearish move. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can clearly see that bearish market structure forming, right? Impulse correction, right? So I'll be expecting to see a buy to sell scenario next week. So my next target will be 1980 region should price continue lower. However, if we break above the trend line, give it a retest, and we see a bullish engulfing candle from this zone, then that bias changes and I'll start looking at the buy side of gold. I hope that makes sense. So that's that for gold. Let's go to DXY. On DXY, price is actually bullish as we speak. If you go to the monthly time frame, you can see that price is on a strong monthly support. No wonder we are seeing the bounce to the upside. Now if we come to the weekly time frame, we've seen 3 weeks of bullish price action throughout the month of January 2024, and we are beginning to see something like an inverse head and shoulder. But like I said on gold, it is too early calling out these chart patterns. Some beginner traders, that's the mistake you make. You forget about thinking in probabilities and just focused on what you learned in one course or the other. Like, okay, this is the beginning of a formation of an inverse head and shoulders, and you are ignoring the fact that price is in a downtrend for weeks and weeks now, right? For weeks and months, as a matter of fact. So you don't want to forget that idea. Yes, it looks like we are creating an inverse head and shoulders, but yes, it is too early to say this is for a fact an inverse head and shoulders. So let's focus on the fact that price is bouncing off support for now on the weekly time frame, and that we've seen 3 bullish weeks of price action. Now let's go to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we've seen a clean bullish trend, right? A high, a higher low, a new higher high. So I'll be expecting a sell to buy scenario next week, right? There's a possibility that price may push back into this zone, right, before we see a continuous bullish push. But I'd like to look at more recent price action on the 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour time frame, price has clearly broken out of this upper trend line, right, with a nice wave of bullish price action here, bullish market structure forming here. This is a high, a higher low, a higher high, right? So I'll be expecting a sell to buy scenario next week. So my first buying spot will be at this trend line below here, right? And if price breaks below that trend line, then I'll be expecting to see price come into the 102 regions before we continue bullish. My next target for now as it stands is the 104 region on DXY. So now let's go to Euro USD. You may be wondering why I'm rushing through things this week. Usually I like to give detailed analysis like you already know, but I actually wanted this week's analysis to be on a live stream, right? But I remember that I'm speaking on a webinar later around the time I want to fix the live stream. So I was like, you know what? A part of me was like, okay, don't make this video. Then I was like, I'm used to making these weekly videos, right? So I'm just going to go through it as quick as I can and put it out there. I'm actually recording this video probably 2 hours before I'm going to be posting it on the YouTube channel, right? So pardon me. Today, as I time of recording this video, today is Sunday, right? And I'm going to be posting this video this same Sunday. So, all right, let's get back to business. So, since I'm expecting a sell to buy scenario on DXY, I'm expecting a buy to sell scenario on Euro USD because clearly you can see that price is in a bearish trend on Euro USD on this particular 4-hour time frame, right? You can see low, lower high. We have a new lower low. I actually called your attention to the fact that price will most likely break below this bearish flag in last week's video. You can go back and watch that video, right? And that was exactly what happened. The weird thing there is it happened around Asian session, and that's the crazy part. I checked, there was no news, and I missed out on majority of the move. It was painful. I mean, imagine waiting for this setup to play out, and when it did, you were sleeping, you were in bed, right? If you are in the part of country where I'm at, I was in bed when this played out, and that's not my trading hours, right? So even if I was awake, I probably wouldn't have traded it. But anyways, price just rallied all the way to the upside. I was able to catch some trades here. I lost 1%. I actually posted 2% on the Telegram channel. That was a mistake, right? It was actually 1%. I actually lost 1% around here, somewhere around here, and then I was able to recoup back that profit later in the week, right? I also posted all of that on the Telegram channel. But back to the analysis, I'll be expecting a buy to sell scenario next week on Euro USD. So I would like to see price rally all the way up to 1.09217, which actually confluences with the 0.5 fib level before we fall back down into the 1.08474 areas, right? Should price break above this resistance here, if price breaks above it, then I'll be waiting for a support to buy to the upside. You know, I always think in probabilities, right? I'm that flexible. I don't just focus on, no, this is the only thing I want to see. No, I usually have a termination point where if my initial bias doesn't work out, then this is my contingency plan. I hope that makes sense. Now that's that on Euro USD. Let's go to GBP USD. GBP USD is quite choppy, so I'm not going to be looking at the lower time frames. I will just focus on the higher time frame right now. For now, price is in a serious range on GBP USD. So when this happens, I usually like to see a breakout on either side, right? Either a breakout above for us to continue buying to the upside here, or a breakout below so that we can sell to the downside here. For now, in between is a risky zone or a risky arena to trade in, right? So I would wait for a breakout either direction to be able to decide what to expect next from GBP USD, right? So last for today's analysis is going to be USD JPY. USD JPY has been super bullish this month. I was actually thinking we were going to go bullish from here, from this zone here, but it is what it is. We're able to call all this bearish move from this zone here up to this zone. Week in, week out, I was guiding you that price is going to fall from here to here. Go watch the previous video, and that was exactly what happened. I was thinking we'll go for the final lap into this zone before we fly to the upside, but that didn't happen. It looks like we are going to close bullish for the month of January, right? So now on the 4-hour time frame, I'll be expecting a sell to buy scenario. I have this zone here. Why? Because on the daily time frame, that's the zone that makes sense, right? In a bullish trend, you want to see a nice wave of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And of course, the reverse is the case when we talk about a bearish trend. So from this bearish trend, you can see low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? Each time price came to retest the previous market structure. And in this bullish wave also, you will notice that is exactly what is happening, right? This, when price broke above this market structure here, it came back to retest it. Then when it went back up, came back to retest this market structure, right? And now we've broken above here. So I'll be expecting a pullback into this market structure before we continue bullish. Now let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour time frame, that zone confluences with the 0.5 and 0.6 Fibonacci retracement level. So if I was trading USD JPY and price comes into this zone, then I'll be looking for my buying opportunities from this zone. All right, so if I can get that pattern to jump into the trade, no hesitation, I just execute, and my target will be this top here, which is 149.695. All right, so but I don't know if that pullback is going to happen, but should it happen, then I'm definitely expecting a bullish continuation from here. When I say definitely, it's not like I own the markets, all right, but definitely in my case, I'm talking about there's a higher probability that price is going to go bullish from this zone to the top side here. All right, so that is that for this week's analysis. Once again, sorry that I'm super fast on this week's analysis. You already know why I explained earlier. But if you like the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you are new, and also do well to share this video to fellow traders like yourself so that they can catch up with the goodies we release on a weekly basis on this channel. If you do that, thank you, and I wish you a successful trading week ahead, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.